My friends, procrastination is the thief of time. It is the silent assassin of dreams. It robs men and women of opportunity, of wealth, of happiness, while they sit and wait for the so-called perfect moment that never arrives. Have you ever told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Of course you have. We all have. But tomorrow is a liar. Tomorrow is a comfortable excuse the mind invents when it fears to act today. In my lifetime, I have observed thousands of people, from the humblest workers to the wealthiest industrialists, from young students full of ambition to seasoned leaders commanding entire nations. And I tell you this truth with no hesitation. Those who succeed, succeed because they act without delay. Those who fail, fail because they postpone. Success is never built on hesitation. It is built on decisive action. The man who waits until he feels ready will be waiting until his hair turns gray. The woman who postpones her dream until the right time will discover too late that the right time was always now. You see, procrastination is not simply a bad habit. It is a silent disease of the mind. It grows stronger the longer you allow it to live. But the good news, my friends, is this. Procrastination can be cured. It can be defeated. And today, I am going to reveal to you a morning practice, a ritual so simple, so direct, that any man or woman can perform it. It requires no money, no special tools, no complicated training. All it requires is your will. If you do this every morning faithfully, you will build within yourself the habit of immediate action. And once that habit takes root, procrastination will lose its grip on you forever. Imagine just for a moment how different your life could be if you began each day with clarity, direction, and unstoppable momentum. That is exactly what this practice will give you. And by the time we are finished today, you will know precisely how to do it. Let us first understand what procrastination really is. Most people confuse procrastination with laziness. But let me assure you, it is not laziness. A lazy person does not intend to act at all. The procrastinator, on the other hand, fully intends to act, just not today. Nor is procrastination a lack of intelligence. In fact, I have seen brilliant men and women educated in the finest schools, crippled by procrastination. They could solve the most complex problems on paper, but they could not master the simple discipline of beginning their work. So then, what is procrastination? It is a habit of the mind, a subtle enemy that disguises itself as caution, as perfectionism, as waiting for the right time. But beneath all these disguises, it is born of fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear that you are not yet ready. It is also born of doubt, doubt in one's own ability, doubt in the possibility of success. And most of all, it grows in the soil of an undefined purpose. When a man says, I will begin tomorrow, he is deceiving himself. He is comforting himself with a mirage, a vision of a tomorrow that never arrives. For tomorrow is always tomorrow. It moves one step further each time you chase it. All that truly exists is today, this moment, this opportunity. And this is why I insist upon the power of mornings. The first hour of your day is unlike any other. It is the foundation upon which the rest of the day is built. If that foundation is strong, the entire day is strong. If it is weak, the entire day collapses. Think of it this way. The morning is the commander, the general, the leader of your army of hours. If you train the commander well, if you give him orders with clarity and purpose, then the army will obey. But if you neglect the commander, the soldiers will scatter, and the battle of your day will be lost. When you command your mind in the morning, the mind will command your body for the rest of the day. But if you drift aimlessly in the morning, the drift will follow you into every hour that comes after. This is why procrastination must be defeated at dawn, before it has a chance to poison the rest of your day. Here is the practice I wish you to adopt, my friends. It is a 4-step formula. A ritual so simple yet so powerful that if you perform it faithfully each morning, before you are swallowed by the noise and distractions of the day, you will begin to feel a change within yourself. It will not take you an hour. It will not even take you half an hour. But the results, if you practice with sincerity, will multiply your effectiveness for the entire day ahead. Let us go through the 4 steps together. Step 1. the definite purpose affirmation. When you rise in the morning before you are carried away by the worries of yesterday or the demands of today, stand tall and speak aloud your definite chief aim in life. Say exactly what you want. Say exactly why you want it. Say exactly how you intend to achieve it. Do not mutter it under your breath as though it were a secret. Speak it with conviction, with fire, as though you were a general commanding his army into battle. For when you declare your purpose aloud, you awaken not only your conscious mind, but also your subconscious allies. And those allies, when properly commanded, will work tirelessly for you, even while you sleep. Step 2, the written plan. Next, take a sheet of paper. Yes, paper, for the mind remembers what the hand writes. Write down the tasks you must accomplish this day. Not vague wishes, not long-term hopes, but specific actions you will take before the day ends. Then, place a number beside each task in order of importance. Decide here and now what is first, what is second, what can wait until later. For the man who fails to prioritize allows the trivial to steal his hours, while the essential remains undone. This simple act of writing burns clarity into your mind and sweeps away the fog of uncertainty. It transforms your day from a battlefield of confusion into a plan of attack. Step 3, auto-suggestion. Now take a moment to feed your mind with positive command. Speak to yourself with emotion and belief the statements that affirm your strength. Say, I am capable. I am decisive. I act without delay. Do not recite these words like a schoolboy repeating a lesson he does not understand. Say them as if your very life depends on them. Say them until you feel them. For when the subconscious mind accepts these words, they become actions, and those actions become habits, and those habits become destiny. Remember this truth. Your subconscious mind will believe whatever you tell it most often. So make certain you are telling it something that strengthens you, not something that weakens you. Step 4, visualization. Finally, close your eyes for a moment, breathe deeply, and see yourself performing the hardest task of your day. Imagine yourself beginning it without hesitation. Imagine yourself completing it with energy and confidence. Feel the satisfaction of accomplishment as though it has already been achieved. This mental rehearsal is no mere fantasy. It prepares your mind for action. It removes resistance before it appears. So when you meet the task in reality, it will feel familiar, almost natural, because you have already completed it in your imagination. And that, my friends, is the morning formula. 4 simple steps: the declaration of your purpose, the writing of your plan, the autosuggestion of your power, the visualization of your success. It requires only a few minutes, yet it possesses the power to determine the success or the failure of your day. For if you begin your morning in drift, your day will drift. But if you begin your morning with purpose, your day will obey. And when you string together enough purposeful days, you will create a purposeful life. Now you may ask me, Mr. Hill, why does this work? Why would 4 simple steps in the morning carry such great power? Let me explain. It is not magic. It is not chance. It works because it combines the very principles I have studied, practiced, and taught for years. The same principles that have carried men from poverty to prosperity, from failure to fortune. First, definiteness of purpose. Without a definite aim, a man drifts like a ship without a rudder. The winds of distraction and the tides of circumstance toss him wherever they please. He wakes up, he works, he sleeps, but he advances nowhere. But with a definite purpose, he becomes the captain of his ship. He sets a course. He knows where he is going, and even the storms of life cannot break his will, for he has fixed his eyes on a definite harbor. Second, organized planning. Without a plan, a man is confused. He wastes his hours chasing whatever is loudest instead of what is most important. He may work hard, but he does not work wisely. But with a plan, especially a plan written in the morning, he becomes efficient. He spends his energy on what matters most. His day is no longer a battlefield of scattered effort, but a march of deliberate progress. Third, Autosuggestion. Without autosuggestion, the subconscious mind becomes an enemy. It absorbs every fear, every doubt, every discouraging whisper from the outside world, and it feeds those back to you in moments of weakness. But with autosuggestion, you take control. You speak to your subconscious as a master speaks to a servant. You plant the seeds of confidence, courage, and action. And the subconscious, faithful to its nature, accepts those seeds and makes them grow into reality. Fourth, applied faith. Without faith, fear rules the mind. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of poverty. And fear, my friends, is the mother of procrastination. But with faith, faith applied through action, courage takes the throne. A man with faith does not wait until he feels ready. He moves forward, trusting that the way will open as he walks. Faith, when put into motion, destroys hesitation. So you see, procrastination cannot survive in a mind filled with purpose, with planning, with positive command, and with faith. It dies under the light of clarity. Clarity is the antidote to delay. When you know what you want, when you have written how you will get it, when you have charged your mind with belief, and when you step forward with faith, there is no room left for procrastination, only forward motion. Perhaps you are thinking right now, but Mr. Hill, I always promise myself I will start tomorrow. And I reply, tomorrow is a coward's word. Tomorrow is the cemetery where opportunity is buried. Tomorrow is the most dangerous word in the English language because it steals today and convinces you that you have not lost anything. Think back for a moment. How many of your greatest ideas have you buried under the promise of tomorrow? How many chances passed you by while you waited for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect feeling? You may say, but I do not feel ready. And I tell you, action itself creates readiness. The locomotive does not move because it is ready. It becomes ready because the fire is lit. The great oak tree does not wait for perfect soil or perfect weather before it begins. It pushes through the ground at once, and it grows strong as it faces the storms. So too must you act. You do not wait until you feel confident. You act, and confidence comes after. You do not wait until every question is answered. You act, and the answers appear along the way. You do not wait until the fear disappears. You act, and the fear loses its power. This is why I say, light your fire every morning with this ritual. Take control of the first hour of your day, and you take control of the day itself. Do not negotiate with procrastination. It is a clever enemy, and if you give it even one word, even one excuse, it will win. Do not give it a seat at your table, for if you let it sit once, it will return every day and eat everything you have prepared for your future. Understand this. The moment you begin to delay, delay grows stronger. The moment you begin to act, action grows stronger. One delay breeds another, and soon you have a chain around your ankles. One action breeds another, and soon you have momentum carrying you forward like a rushing river. So which chain will you wear? The chain of delay or the chain of momentum? The choice is yours, and that choice is made every morning, in the very first hour, before procrastination has a chance to whisper in your ear. Now, my friends, here is what I ask of you, beginning tonight. Take a sheet of paper, nothing more, and on it, write down your definite aim for tomorrow. Write it boldly. Write it clearly. Do not write it in small letters as if you were afraid of it. Write it as though it were a command, for that is exactly what it is, a command to your mind and to your destiny. Then tomorrow morning, before you speak to anyone, before you open your telephone, before you let the noise of the world rush in to steal your attention, stop and perform the 4 steps I have given you. Speak your aim. Declare it aloud so your ears hear it and your heart feels it. Write your plan. Put it on paper so your mind cannot wander from it. Repeat your affirmations. Tell yourself who you are until you believe it deeply. Visualize your success. See it with your eyes closed until you can almost touch it. Do it once, and you will feel its power. You will notice that the day obeys you instead of you obeying the day. Do it for a week, and you will feel your strength growing. Do it for a month, and you will find procrastination weaker, almost powerless against you. Do it daily without excuse, and you will form a habit. And once a habit is formed, it will serve you more faithfully than any servant and more powerfully than any tool you will ever own. Understand this: great men and women are not born with extraordinary discipline. They build it through small daily acts. And this ritual, the aim, the plan, the affirmation, the vision, is your daily act. It is your training ground. It is the fire you light each morning to burn away delay and hesitation. So tonight, do not simply listen to these words. Act on them. Take the paper, write the aim, and tomorrow morning begin. For if you wait until tomorrow to decide, you have already lost to procrastination. But if you decide tonight, you have already won. Now close your eyes with me for a moment. I want you to picture yourself not as you are today, but as you could be 1 year from today. See yourself rising in the morning, no longer with heaviness, no longer with hesitation, but with confidence. You swing your feet to the floor with energy because you know exactly what you are here to do. You speak your definite aim with conviction. Your words are no longer timid wishes, they are commands. You no longer whisper your dreams. You declare them as if they already belong to you. You attack the day with decisiveness. While others are still wondering what to do, you are already in motion. While others are waiting for motivation, you have already built momentum. You no longer postpone. The excuses that once chained you, the fear, the doubt, the endless waiting for the right time, they no longer hold you. You are free. In this vision, you are disciplined. You no longer rely on fleeting bursts of willpower because you have formed a habit, and that habit carries you forward even on days when you feel tired, even on days when you do not feel like it. You are productive. Your actions are not scattered, they are deliberate. Each day's effort stacks upon the last, brick upon brick, until you are building something greater than yourself. And most of all, you are successful. Not merely in wealth, not merely in recognition, but in mastery of yourself. For the man or woman who conquers procrastination conquers the greatest enemy of all, the enemy within. Now open your eyes and understand this truth. That future self you just saw, that confident, decisive, successful version of you, does not appear by accident. It is built one morning at a time. And the first brick, the very first step, begins tomorrow morning. Not next week, not when you feel ready. Tomorrow morning, that is where your future begins. My friends, procrastination is indeed a weakness. But hear me clearly, like all weaknesses, it can be transformed into strength. And how? By habit, by daily, deliberate, repeated action until it becomes part of who you are. The formula I have shared with you today is not a theory I scribbled in a book, nor a dream born of idle thought. No, it is practice, it is tested, it is proven, it has worked for men and women before you, and it will work for you if you will only use it. Remember this truth and let it never leave you. Successful men and women are not born with more talent, more intelligence, or more opportunity. No, they are simply those who form the habit of doing without delay the very things that others postpone. That is all. Success is nothing more and nothing less than disciplined action repeated until victory becomes inevitable. So now I leave you with a challenge. And it is not a small one. It is the greatest challenge of your life. Will you begin tomorrow morning? Will you rise and perform the 4 steps I have given you? Will you claim your day before the world claims it for you? Or will you wait for tomorrow? That false promise, that mirage, that coward's word which has buried more dreams than failure ever did. The choice is yours. No one can make it for you. No teacher, no book, no mentor can live your life in your place. You must decide. And remember, your destiny, your success, your happiness will follow the choice you make in the morning. Choose to act. Choose to begin. Choose to conquer procrastination, and you will not only change your day, you will change your life.